you creative people out there. How are you doing today? This is Lisa. Welcome back to my channel, Paper, Lace, and Bling. We're going to do something a little different today because we're getting ready to do our maiden voyage in our RV, and I want to have a little bling for when we're out camping. So I've made some of these for my best friend Laurel, who has lavish, lovely gardens. I mean, everywhere you walk in her yard, they've got like an acre, but it just seems like it goes on forever because there's so many things to look at and all these beautiful flowers, and I am just not that much of a gardener. But so let me go over a few things that you're going to need, because this is going to be easy. Some people think it's a bit fiddly. You know, if you're not into playing with beads at all, but you don't have to have any kind of making jewelry. You don't have to worry about that, because this is not making jewelry or using any of that kind of stuff. Now, I have these out because they have a little cutter on them. And for some reason, I have walked away with every one of my scissors. Oh, I do have Timmy's. So I've got some Timmy scissors here. You're going to need some kind of very strong, I was using black fishing line. And of course, I can't find it. Yay. So I also have this, which is a nylon, I believe it's fishing cord, but I am not sure. But if it is, it's a very heavy duty one. And because I had so much, I was thinking I should put this in my shop. But you know, there's only so many hours in a day. I can't do it all. So anyway, so you're going to need to have some very strong. You can use because it's going to be out in the elements, so you can use the microfilament ones, the clear ones, just as long as it's, you know, pretty strong. You know, anything, if you're willing to just do it with twine or something, you know, after a certain period of time, those are probably going to break a lot quicker than these will. You're going to need some beads, preferably ones that are going to really catch the light and be really pretty. You're going to need, I got these, I believe, at Hobby Lobby. Yep, Hobby Lobby. And they're actually jingly, and these will be the weighted jinglies at the bottom of our bead chains. And then you're going to need something to actually anchor the bead chains to. The string of beads instead of bead chains, because it's going to be on a string. So if I pick it up, it's going to be on the string. I got these at a garage sale. I believe they are for lights. I believe the little light went through here. I don't know. They were just in a box. I wish now I would have grabbed every single one of them, but I only took 3. So, yeah. So anyway, so what I did was I took a pokey tool and I made 4 holes, 1 in each corner. And I was just real careful. You definitely don't want to, it has to be strong enough that you can at least make the hole in it. Then I have 2 different ways you can do this, but you can also just, excuse me, you can also just run this through the hole and tie a knot. So you don't have to have these. I kind of prefer to have, if I need to replace it, it's just pretty easy. So these are those just globe pins, you know, a safety pin, globe pin. But even better is these are from fishing. You know, just like at Walmart in the fishing department, you just get these little little doodads here that you attach to your fishing line, and then you put weights or whatever that you do. I don't fish. I don't fish. I don't eat fish. I don't do fish. I'm not afraid of the worm. I can put the worm on the hook. Ew, if I have to. But anyway, I like these because they can take the elements, and so they're going to stay around a long time versus these that we'll use in our journals or whatever, you know. And they're not particularly strong either. Not that you're going to have to hold up a huge amount of weight, but now I am going to take this little dangly piece off. I left it so you could see what was on it. Come on. There we go. Let's pull this off. There. Okay. All right. So, first thing that I'm going to do is figure out how long I want my wires to, you know, my string to be from the little house here. So the little house is kind of small, so I don't think I want to do a really long bits. Plus, you know, the longer it is, the longer it's going to take you to get it filled up. Yeah, so let's see. I think I'll do about 14 inches, and by the time you get the knots on both sides and so on, you're going to be looking at about 12 inches of string, which I think is perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and cut myself. I'm going to move these off. The glass gets so noisy. Okay, there is 3 and 1 more. And I'm going to take you through one of them, and then I will bead the rest of them, and then we'll come back and see, you know, what else there is to do. It's pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to go ahead and take one of our little clips, and I know I have 3 and I should have 4. What are you going to do? It's so hard to find good help these days. So, yeah, I will have to dig out one more. One more. Okay, so I'm just going to knot this, and you know how you take one side and you knot it in front, and then you take that same one and bring it from behind the next time, and it just helps to make a nicer. Okay, so here is our beginning knot, and then this will attach to into our holes. All right, so now all we're going to do, and I recommend when you're playing with beads, these little microfiber, this one has a very long nap in it, and it is perfect for beads. Some of the other ones not so much, but if you can find these that have a very fluffy thing to them, yeah, they're good. Okay, so this one had, there we go. So there is, trying to see, if I had another one without the little black thing on it. But it doesn't look like it. But yeah, you can get a bunch of those. And I don't... We've got some small things here that we can use. You do want to have little different sizes. I would say stay away from the metal because they'll rust. And to me, I'm not looking for that. That's not the look that I want. I want just really pretty, sparkly, you know, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, so there's a few of the different size ones. And then all in here I have all different sizes, shapes. I'm just going to kind of dig these smaller ones out, because these are the ones that just kind of bring them all together. You do want to have some smaller ones. I also have, let's see, where did I put them? I also have quite a few different little things in here. So, as well as all different kinds of other stuff. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off so I can get to all of these beads. There we go. And this I got as a free gift somewhere. Join the fight. But it's got lots of, it's just a, you know, it's for cancer, breast cancer. God bless all you, oops, out there with breast cancer. I did support you. I bought it, but I didn't wear it. I'm gonna hang it. Yeah, so we're just going to give this a start, and as long as the bead has a larger hole to it, you don't even have to put a needle on here. You can just, some of these smaller ones, it may not fit in. That one's probably too small. There, that one goes on. And I don't put much thought into it. I just grab. Just grab. All of these are good to use. We have, that's very small holes on those. Some beads you're just not going to be able to use because their little holes are for a different size rope, but string. But you just keep going. You just keep going. Now this is a metal one, but I'm going to try it. Of course, it doesn't have a center to it, so it just wants to hit the edge and go somewhere else. Okay, so we won't try that one right now. So yeah, we're just going to, you can even do like the little caps. You can put those on, but again, remember, it's metal, and eventually it is probably not going to be very pretty. And there's that. And let's get, oh, I think this one's going to be these are going to be too small. And sometimes you can put another edge on there, on your end of your string. You can use plastic if you'd like. I use glass. It's just so much prettier. And you get so many more facets and things like that that you don't get. Now, mine is going to be up underneath, so that's why I'm kind of not even hesitating with the with the ones that, you know, like with the metal. But we're just going to, it's a little fussy sometimes, a little time consuming. See, we're getting there. We're getting there. A little blue one. And sometimes the string just will not go through because the hole is rough on the inside, too small, not straight. It needs, let's see. I don't know. Some of these smaller ones just are not going to allow me. Let's see, what else do I have here? I've got these, and these are quite large. The bottom parts are quite large, so let's see. I got these from somebody selling out all their stuff, and I don't really do beads online because they're just so tiny and small, and I do have, come on, ow. I just want some of these. There we go. I do have charms and things like that, but yeah, I don't do a huge amount. Oh, here's a pretty one. And then I want, come on. Oh, this is another one that's, there we go. And sometimes it might be good to have a, that's an awfully small hole. Sometimes it might be good to have tweezers. And sometimes from one bead to the next, the hole will be a little different. And sometimes that string gets a little unwound. So yeah, just give it a little snip when it won't cooperate any longer. There we go. All right, we are about halfway there. And you just keep going. And I have so many more beads than this, but this is what I pulled together when I was making these before. And the string I was using was a little thinner. So most of these were fitting onto that string. This, however, yeah, we are doing very well. Yes, we are. We're just moving right along here. And like I said, the more variety that you're getting on these, the better. And the more glass ones that you use, the better, because they all are very, very reflective. So it's really super nice. And yeah, a little time consuming, but that is a-okay. It's worth it. It's worth it. Let's see. Pretty pink one. And put another little white pearl. And all these green ones go in. Oh, that's nice and wide. Come on. You can get in there. Don't wet your end. It makes it expand. So just cut it. All right. So, just so you can get an idea. Whoopsie. Here's where the house is going to be. And this is how it's going to hang. And then, so I have beads on there. I have about 10 inches of beads. And then we're going to get into our ends. Now, also, you can use like larger, like this. This would be a really pretty bottom piece that would bang on this. So you could do a 5th one with maybe this jingling on all of these, you know, so it will help ring the bells. So those are kind of things. And like brooches, you know, somebody will have like a big looped earring, you know, kind of heavy and chunky, and they don't want to wear them anymore, and you can get them at garage sales left and right, you know. So okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and put this, see, is this going to work for me? It just might. So I'm going to put my bell on, and then I'm going to run my cording back through the last, if this one will fit both. Maybe this one will fit both. Trying to feed them both through there. So you just want to slide it back through. There we go. Get it nice and tight. Okay, so if you can see, I put the string, I put this blue bead on, then I put this little bead, then I put the bell, and then I ran my string back through the big blue bead, okay? So I hope that makes sense so far. And then I pulled it taut. And now I am going to, let me get you a little closer. Whoops, wrong way. Okay, so now I'm going to take my, I want to make sure it's nice and tight. Make sure it's nice and tight. Okay, I want to make sure I stay on camera. So I have the string is coming between these two beads now, because it went down through this one, down through the little one, through the bell, and then back up through this one because it had a wider hole to it. And then I'm going to wrap this around in between that blue and green bead and stick it through the loop you made and then pull it tight. Yep, just pull it nice and tight. And now you want to go the opposite direction and put this through the loop and get it between the blue and the green. I hope I was on for that. Okay, so there you have the little knots. Mine is considerably more than the black fishing net that I had. But this is still going to be really pretty. So just for giggles, I am going to open this up. Ha! There we go. Gonna open this up and put it into my hole. And I have a feeling I'm going to have to straighten this out. This is really hard wire to bend. And that's another reason it's so great to use for this, is because it is strong. Okay, so now that is kind of straightened up. I can run it through. So I just put it right through the hole and then brought it down. And now I'm going to see if I can just put it back. Yep. So now it is back in its little holder right there. All right. So there's the first one. There you can see on with me. Yeah. It looks long, but in actuality it is 12 inches. Okay. And since we have gotten all of them cut in the same way, and I may cut one more, and I may do a fifth one, but not with a bell on it, with more of a dinger. But we'll see. This would be a cute dinger too, but it is kind of a, this is more of a stone, this is glass. So you also have to think about what you're, you know. These are all going to be fine because they're not going to be in the elements that much, and they're not going to be, I'm so sorry, they're not going to be banging around. Mostly it's just going to be, you know, just the bell getting some dings on it. All right, so guys, I am going to load up 3, maybe a 5th one. So 3 or 4 more of these strings. I may add some more beads to my pile here. Which I think you all, if you have seen any of my my craft room tours, you know I have a boatload of beads. My husband did some beads stuff a while back, and he's not into it anymore. I have got, I don't know what my hair is doing. But he is, so he gave me all his beads. Plus, when you go out to garage sales and stuff, and people will have a bag full of stuff, and there's usually 100 beads in each one of those bags of stuff. Now, the plastic, most of the time I throw away. If it's a faceted one that looks, you know, okay, yeah, but usually those round pony beads, I don't do those. I just don't do those. So, anywho, I just going to go ahead and get these done, and I'll come back and we will finish this up. All right? Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. Back in a sec. Hey, everybody. This is Lisa, Paper Lace and Bling. Welcome back to my channel. No little picture of me today. My phone is recharging, and it doesn't like to video when it's recharging. So it's very temperamental. Okay, so I have all four onto my little house, and they are so pretty. There it is hanging. See, it'll make lovely noise. Just lovely noise. Now, to hang it, this one has a little hole in it here. You could poke two little holes, because, you know, this is metal, but it's soft metal. You could poke two little holes here. But I'm going to go ahead and work with the hole that we've got. And now I got a bead that's larger than the hole. You could also use anything. I mean, you could use like this. I would take the thread off, but you could use a plastic bobbin. You could use a wooden a stick, you know, like a dowel. You could take a piece of a dowel that is going to be too long or too wide to go through there, or, you know, that will go from one end to the other, or something like that. You can do a button as long as it's larger than the hole, you know. Okay, so we're going to come from underneath. I mean, this is pretty self-explanatory, but I told you I'd be back and do this with you. And pull that right up. And then I'm just going to give it kind of one of these jobbies. Let's see, I think you actually have to run it through twice before it holds stuff. Huh. How did I do that? And then you can take the hole and tie a knot. Okay, so I tied a knot through the loops, the hanging loops. And I think that works. But, you know, whatever you use, yeah, that's gonna hold there nicely. And then there we go. I wish I could give you an idea of what it looks like. Ooh, it's blowing in the wind so much sideways. Would it be better to have them further apart? Yes. Because here, as you can see, they're really not that far apart. Ideally to have them, you know, 4 inches apart or 3 inches apart, something like that, is going to be much better than, you know, this inch apart. But it still makes for a pretty, and it's going to make beautiful noise with the little bells on the ends. Now I got these little bells, I believe it was Hobby Lobby during Christmas. So you guys always hunt those little special little bells and such. Anyway, that's it, guys. That is going to hang on my RV, and we're going to have wind just tingle, tingle, tingle through. It'll be wonderful. So I just wanted to, if you guys have got beads laying around and you're always like, I just don't know what I'm ever going to do with those beads because I don't want to do jewelry, I don't want to do... You can make these. And let me tell you, if you do these, you would be able to sell them at a fair, you know, any kind of fair. You would be able to sell these there. You will be able to put a note, like if you camping, and you say, if you like this, you know, I can make you one, or I sell them, or this is this much. You will probably sell a couple at you know, every campground that you go through. Because they're so pretty, they're you know, they're useful. It's a small, so it's not going to take up much space. But, and people that love their gardens, they're going to buy these things to hang in their gardens and to make room. You know, it gives more of an interaction in the garden, and like, you know, those those stupid balls that are in the middle of a garden, and I can't remember what they're called, and I don't mean to say stupid, but I can't think it, they're stupid because I can't think of what the names of them are. But, you know, this is going to give you a lot of glitz and glam and glitter and things like that as these move and the sun shines off of all of them. And as you can tell, I mean, if you look there, those are just like if you are doing scrap papers. I didn't pay attention to what I was putting next to what. I didn't say, oh my gosh, look here, I've got two like clear ones. And then two green ones. You know, I didn't do, I just kind of grabbed and put stuff together. The only thing I tried to do was separate the larger ones out. You know, I didn't want all the larger ones to be like boom, boom, boom. I wanted them, you know, one in the middle, a couple, one on the top, one on the bottom, a couple in the middle in different places. You know, but other than that, I just kind of grabbed and went. The only thing, there we go. The only thing with the way that I'm doing the bead here is if you let it go, it will fall all the way through. So, you could probably hot glue that or whatever you wanted to do to keep that from doing that. Okay? Bye, guys. I'll talk at you later.